It all started with a perfectly normal Tuesday afternoon in Scranton, Pennsylvania. John Harper, an underemployed software engineer with delusions of grandeur, was walking his dog Buster when the UFO crashed in the empty lot behind the old bowling alley. The crash was spectacular, a cacophony of sound, sparks, and an impressive amount of glowing purple goo. Buster growled, barked twice, and promptly peed on John's sneaker. John sighed. This was going to be a long day. "All right, buddy, let's check it out," John muttered, because who wouldn't approach a potentially radioactive alien crash site without backup? As he approached the smoking wreckage, John noticed a figure limping out of the twisted remains. She was, to put it mildly, stunning. Alien, yes, but stunning. Her skin shimmered with a soft iridescence. Her eyes were large and gold, and she had hair like liquid silver that seemed to defy gravity. She wore a tattered jumpsuit that looked like it had been designed by a blind fashionista on acid. "Help!" she said weakly, collapsing into John's arms. "Holy crap, you speak English," John blurted. "Help me, or the galaxy is doomed," she whispered dramatically before passing out. John stared at her, then at the ship, then back at her. "Yep, this is my life now." John didn't have much experience with rescuing aliens, so he did what any rational human would do. He carried her to his rusty pickup truck and drove her to his apartment. When the alien woke up on his couch an hour later, she introduced herself as Zilera, crown princess of the Andromeda cluster and heiress to the galactic throne. Her ship had been sabotaged by a rival faction, and she'd barely escaped with her life. "Thanks for saving me," Zilera said, sipping a cup of tea John had hastily made. "Most species would have run away or tried to dissect me." John grinned. "Well, you lucked out with humans. We're big on hospitality. Also, I'm broke, so if you're planning to take over my planet, you're wasting your time." Zilera tilted her head, clearly intrigued. "Your humor is odd, but refreshing." John shrugged. "That's humanity for you. Odd, but refreshing." Zylara explained that her father, the Galactic Emperor, had recently passed away, leaving her as the rightful heir. Unfortunately, her ascension was being challenged by a group of scheming alien nobles who believed that a female ruler would destabilize the galaxy. "Wow," John said. "Sexism in space. Who knew?" Zalera sighed. "If I don't return to Andromeda soon, they'll declare me dead and install my cousin Clix as emperor. He's a narcissistic moron with the strategic skills of a baked potato." John frowned. "Sounds like half the people I went to high school with." Zalara gave him a puzzled look but decided not to press the matter. Over the next few days, John helped Zalara repair her communicator so she could contact her loyalists. In the process, he learned more about her culture, her enemies, and the mind-boggling wealth and power she controlled. "Wait, you're telling me you have a fleet of starships, an army of battle drones, and a vault full of precious metals?" John asked, incredulous. Zalara nodded. "And all of it is at your disposal. You saved my life, John Harper. In my culture, that makes you my life-bonded protector." "Life-bonded what now?" "It's a sacred tradition," Zalara explained. "By saving me, you've proven yourself worthy of my trust and gratitude. As my protector, you have authority over my resources and allies." John blinked. "So, you're saying I'm in charge now?" Zalara smiled. "In a manner of speaking, yes." John's jaw dropped. "Humanity for the win!" he shouted, fist-pumping the air. "Suck on that, aliens!" Zalara looked mildly concerned, but decided it was probably just another human quirk. Word of Zalara's survival and her new, life-bonded protector spread quickly across the galaxy, much to the dismay of her rivals. Clix, her obnoxious cousin, was particularly outraged. "A human?" Clix bellowed during a secret council meeting. "She bonded with a filthy primate? This is an insult to the throne." The other council members murmured in agreement. Meanwhile, John was having the time of his life. He'd gone from a nobody in Scranton to the de facto leader of a galactic empire in less than a week. Sure, he didn't know the first thing about interstellar politics, but he had something the other aliens didn't: an uncanny ability to improvise and an endless supply of pop culture references. When Zalara's loyalists asked him how to deal with Clix's forces, John suggested using a tactic he called Operation Trojan Space Goat. It involves smuggling explosives inside a giant robotic goat and delivering it as a peace offering. Against all odds, it worked. He fell for it? John asked incredulously when the news came in. Zillara nodded. Apparently, Clix is very fond of goats. He thought it was a gesture of reconciliation. John laughed so hard he nearly fell out of his chair. As John's reputation grew, so did his popularity among Zilara's allies. They admired his unorthodox strategies, his refusal to take himself too seriously, and his unwavering loyalty to their princess. Humans are so unpredictable, one alien general remarked. It's almost as if they enjoy chaos. Zilara smiled. That's what makes them so formidable. John may be unconventional, but he has a good heart. And that's what our galaxy needs right now. Of course, not everyone was thrilled with John's rise to power. Many of Zalara's male suitors were furious that a human, had won her favor. This is outrageous, one suitor exclaimed during a heated council meeting. What does she see in him? He's funny, another alien admitted grudgingly. And he's not a pompous jerk like the rest of you, Zilara added, entering the room. The suitors fell silent. The final confrontation came when Clix launched a massive fleet to attack Zalara's loyalists. Outnumbered and outgunned, John knew they needed a miracle to win. All right, people, John said, addressing the War Council. Here's the plan. We're going to fake a supernova. A supernova? Zalara asked, raising an eyebrow. Trust me, John said with a grin. Using a combination of holographic projectors, energy pulses, and a whole lot of luck. John's team created the illusion of a star going supernova near Clix's fleet. The enemy ships panicked and retreated, convinced they were about to be vaporized. When the battle was over, Zalara turned to John with a look of awe. You did it, she said. John shrugged. It was nothing. Just another day for humanity. Zalara smiled. You're impossible, but I think that's why I... She hesitated, then leaned in and kissed him. The room erupted in cheers. With Clix defeated and Zilara officially crowned as Empress, John became her trusted advisor and unofficial galactic ambassador for Earth. The other aliens never quite understood how a human had managed to outwit and outshine them, but they grudgingly accepted John's leadership. After all, he'd proven time and again that humanity had something no other species did. A unique blend of creativity, humor, and sheer audacity. As John stood on the balcony of Zalara's palace, overlooking a crowd of millions, he raised his hand and shouted, Humanity for the win! HFY, baby! Suck on that, aliens! The galaxy roared with applause, and somewhere in Scranton, Buster the dog barked in approval.